Okay, so now I'm trying to follow the instructions on the Sensitive website, and basically I started by looking to set up the alt mill, and basically uh, I look at the best practice, the unboxing, which basically the list of all the parts coming inside the four boxes. So basically, I printed out. I like to keep hands on my hands, paper and so. I like to keep papers on my hands. Not really. Sorry. Yeah. So these are the parts, and what you see here. So basically, printed out four parts. Right? Now the next step is actually to go to the table setup. So that was the printout of the parts. To go to the table setup. Now the table setup, it gave me here part list. That's what I need to set up the table. Okay, so I printed that out. Okay, and I'm just trying to follow the instructions to the T. So, and I start to cross-reference the required parts to the parts list here based on the documentation. Okay, so what I found out that this particular part is not listed on the list of parts on the three boxes. The closest that I can think of is M610 button head cap screw. This is M612 millimeter button head. I hope, most probably I'm gonna end up using it, but I hope that I don't need the same one for the assembly of other parts. Okay, so this is as far as I'm just trying to take my time a little bit to study the assembly, so when I start to open the boxes, I just have everything lined up and I understand exactly what I need to do, because once I open the boxes and put all the parts, it becomes a little bit overwhelming with all the bags and nuts and whistles and all that stuff. Right? So I'll keep adding, and hopefully I will have the time to maybe edit this video at the end. Okay, so the Ultimate came in three boxes and one small one. So the main box, so there is this one, come X, I presume it's referred to X rail. This is Y, this is the main box, and then that's the spindle and the dust shoe. So probably we'll leave that for now, and the main focus will be about these three main boxes to do the assembly. Okay, so now I'm trying to follow the instructions on the Sensitive website, and basically I started by looking to set up the alt mill, and basically I look at the best practice, the unboxing, which basically the list of all the parts coming inside the four boxes. So basically I printed out. I like to keep hands on my hands, paper and so. I like to keep papers on my hands. Not really. Sorry. Yeah. So these are the parts, and what you see here. So basically printed out four parts. Right? Now the next step is actually to go to the table setup. So that was the printout of the parts. To go to the table setup. Now the table setup, it gave me here part list. That's what I need to set up the table. Okay, so I printed that out. Okay, and I'm just trying to follow the instructions to the T. So, and I start to cross-reference the required parts to the parts list here based on the documentation. Okay, so what I found out that this particular part is not listed on the list of parts on the three boxes. The closest that I can think of is M610 button head cap screw. This is M612 millimeter button head. I hope, most probably I'm gonna end up using it, but I hope that I don't need the same one for the assembly of other parts. Okay, so this is as far as I'm just trying to take my time a little bit to study the assembly, so when I start to open the boxes, I just have everything lined up and I understand exactly what I need to do, because once I open the boxes and put all the parts, it becomes a little bit overwhelming with all the bags and nuts and whistles and all that stuff. Right? So I'll keep adding, and then hopefully I will have the time to maybe edit this video at the end. So now what I did, I just I cut the tapes. I didn't open the boxes. So let's see on X box what do we have here. Okay, so these are some rails here. Wow, it looks dope. All right, and in the white box, let's see what's in the white box over there. What do we have here? Okay, so it looks like this is the, see, this is more, yeah, so we just need to take that out. I have one hand, unfortunately, so I'll I have two hands, one holding the mobile, so I'll try to maybe take what we need to assemble the table out, and then we can continue. But since we're here, let's look what's in this box. Surprise, this is a super long board, and there are some cables here. Yeah, it looks like very neatly packed. Cool. Right, let's stop at this point. One more thing, since I'm opening the boxes, so this is a small one, so this is, looks like this is the VFD. This is looks like, yeah, this is spindle, and I think this box is a dust tube. I think there is a gentleman from Science Lab who just put a video yesterday or the day before on how to put it together, so we'll check that video out. Right, so box X, it has the gantry, and it has those three rails, and then this box came with it. So basically there are two bags, very nicely packed. So this is part one, table assembly fasteners, and then part two, gantry and electronic assembly fasteners, and then I think it came some tools that can help on the assembly. That's a nice tool. Right, so that's the first box. Okay, so these are the 5 cross beams that go between the two rails. These are the two rails, and I think I was mistaken. The two rails actually come in one box together. Okay, so and then on the second box, this box comes, and I think these are the end plate protection. It's really very sturdy, actually. Strong metal. Yeah, okay. I'm still not sure what that. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Okay, so I found all the nuts here, including the one that it was mentioned I couldn't cross-reference on between the parts and the list of parts on the boxes, but so far so good. So basically the first step, end plate preparation, which basically take these two pieces and make sure that they have screws installed, and basically the screws is the M612 and the M6 roll-in T-nut, and basically they should be like this. Okay. And just noticed, looks like the folks and at Science Lab was probably were trying to install this, so that might be one of the quality control, try to make sure that every machine fits properly. So I think that might be a good thing, I guess. Right. Okay, so end beam basically goes through this lock here. I don't know if there's no zooming. Yeah, there you go. So basically the knot go from the inside, and the screw from the outside here. So on the front and the back of the end, the front and the back at the end cross beams, both ends, so here and here. Okay, so now I laid out all the beams and all the rails and cross beams, and basically each one of those cross beams will be tightened up to 3 screws here. So it's 1, 2, 3 goes to 1, 2, 3. So each one of them. So we'll show after I finish this. Okay, so this is a last update. Now that platform have been assembled. So basically, I used, based on instructions, those cross beam M5 16mm socket head cap screw, and basically each one of those beams here, it does have 3 holes that go through the beams, that go through the rail and then connect to the beam. So each one of those ones in the middle will take 3, except the one on the 2 on the outside. It will take, apparently it's gonna take only 2, one here and one here. This one is not reachable, and actually I saw this, there is a hole here, but there is no hole here for this one. So it looks like this one was, I don't know. So if we go to the other side, same thing. This hole is not reachable at all. So the outside, you take 2 screws from each one of the sides, 2 screws, and then the one in the middle, it takes 3. But it's rock solid now. So I guess I have to now to flip it to install the legs. Yeah, so that's what's left. Hello, so coming back, finally I installed the platform here. So let me explain what was done. So basically after I installed the cross beam to the rails, which I showed it in a previous video, and these are the end that get fixed. Now these legs, actually, pay attention to this. These legs go to here from this side, right? The end, right? The end side of not the side where the head move back and forth. It's from here, right? Both ends. So actually these screws goes here, actually to the top screw versus to the top screw. okay? And here from that side, actually on the leg, it go to the bottom, bottom holes. Here the top holes, here the bottom holes. Now there is one more thing I found out after I installed two legs. You get to use two different type of screws. So there is different type of screw here than here. So this type of screw actually are those ones that go on the side, M610. Sorry, that go on the front and the back, M610, versus M612. So M612 go here, right, on that side. M610 go here. So pay attention to this, because I used M612 and then it came short when I was trying to install the third leg. So I had to go back and unscrew those one. I just want to do it right, really. It fits, but I just want to do it right. So yeah, so just pay attention to this. Now the other thing that I did, I have, my garage is double garage door, but I have lots of tools, right? So I wanted to make sure that the ultimate is movable. So basically I bought those wheels. It's off Amazon. It's supposed to be, never tried before, so I don't know if I can recommend it or not. We'll see. It's supposed to be heavy duty. The listing, it says 2,200 pounds. Should be more than enough. And it made the ultimate a little bit higher, I guess, but it's, yeah, so it's locked. I feel it's as you can see here, I feel it's a little bit of wobbling. I'll try to see how can I fix that. Maybe if I add I know that I'm gonna be adding a shelf in the middle to store some wood, so that weight might add a little bit to the stability of that platform. So so this is the progress so far, and I didn't want to bother you with, you know, screwing and all that stuff, but this is just to explain it, right? So based on the documentation, it says, okay, so sit back, have a cup of a coffee, enjoy, because the most demanding part of the assembly was done. So we'll see that. I don't know, we still have the gantry and the electronics, and I hope it's gonna be simple from that point, right? So keep you updated. Thank you. Bye bye. All right, so this is an update. So basically those ones need to be installed here at the end of each one of the rails on the four corners. So that's one that was done, and then the gantry holder, I guess, for, I don't know, like probably they used another term, but so basically this one gets installed on these two, right? And there is one here under the ball bearing. So, and then the weight installed 4 on each, and basically the instruction said for now just install them loosely. So I did that on both of two ends, and then you can just push it all the way to here, and that's basically the instruction at this point. So that's one. The second part is the gantry. Actually, I just found out, pay attention, because you might be installing the end here without noticing. Inside the gantry, right, that, like the I guess what do you call it, the drag chain was inside, and these two boxes, extra two boxes. So pay attention to that as well. That's how it was packaged, right? Right, we'll keep you updating. Right, that's an update. Now it start to look like an CNC. So basically, okay, so that's the gantry. The way to install it, actually straightforward. So first, before you put it here on a table, put these two screws, right? And those screws are actually the longest one, I think M636. You just screw it to here. It has a blue marker, so make sure just the blue inside, and then stop, right? So you need to install these two on the two sides and then carry the gantry and then just tilt it you a little bit to start to fit or have those screws sleep inside that part. So it has here two areas, right? Now there is one thing, there is a recess here. Just make sure when you screw, right, that gantry sits inside the recess, and that will, and then when you start to screw it now, it becomes flush, right here, right? Okay, and that's as far as I go now. Take care. This is a quick update. So I find out that actually those ends, that end here, there are two holes. Actually this one should be installed on the top one. Why? Because the hole in the bottom, actually it works with other 4 holes to install the motor. So each rail has a motor, so I had to take it out and adjust that. The other thing, in installing this, it's pretty much straightforward. I found the instruction was not very clear at the beginning. I was a little bit confused, but I guess by checking the screw bags, I was looking for something called shoulder screw, something like this, but actually it was rated, so it was clear after that. And then install this on top of this, so all this came together. The other thing that I installed actually are those ones for the direct chain. So there is 1, 2, and then the third one here, and this piece actually installed on the back as well. So and those ones, the actual instructions, they were attached here. The instruction was actually to take it out from here. So yeah, so these are the end for the direct chain. Yeah, so well, start to look more and more as CNC. Right, we'll keep updating you. Okay, quick update here. So I installed the spindle. The wiring, actually it require a little bit of studying, so it's very important so it doesn't be messed up, right? So I couldn't stop and film this, but it was quite a journey actually. That's from the back based on the instructions, and then it goes underneath. There are clips actually that hold it under the table, and then I still need to connect those end to the controller or the maybe the super long ball. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. I'm just going by. Just try to master each chapter by itself and just follow it to the teeth, really. And they have a good tip here. The distance from here to the end plate, it should be 4.5 inches. So they said that can be adjusted later, but this is really one of the things that probably you have to watch for. All right, thank you, and we'll keep updating you. Last update, I got to finish all the cabling. It's very interesting actually. So it's hanging there. I'll try to make it look much better. It's gonna be under the MDF board anyway, and actually it's on. The only thing that I just don't get it, honestly, that on the instruction they said leave this hanging. Why should I leave this hanging? Where should it go? Or what is the intention of this? or why it came with it to start with. So I just don't get it, honestly. I don't see anything in the documentation that talk about those ones. Basically, those cable, it powers the motors. So this one goes here to power the motor. So this is the X, Y1, Y2, Z. And then in each one of those cables, there is another wire. But they said that just keep it dangling. I have no idea why that. Not sure if I missed anything or that's how it should be. I think we'll see. All what left really based on the instruction is to have my computer connected to that USB port and then have the first movement. So we'll see how that works. Okay. So after checking that everything is connected, so this is showing up here based on the update, and I'm gonna disconnect just to make sure. So I'm using this. Now it's idle, and when I try to jog, see it feels it's moving here on the screen, but nothing happening on the machine. It's not moving. So this is, I guess, the final part of this series of videos. So now the Ultimill is up and running. All what's left really just to install the waste board here. So basically, turn it on. There is a switch here. Just go down. Okay, and then that e-stop. Click, twist. Now it's unlock the Ultimill, and basically we go here. And actually I had a little bit of trouble with the G sender. I opened the ticket today. While I'm opening the ticket, version 1.4.8, let me see if that can, yeah, G sender 1.4.8 came out, and there is, on that version, good news is there is the added Ultimill 4x8 and spindle and without a spindle, if in case if you wanted to use your own router. So basically I need to connect the USB port, so it goes here. And then go back to the G sender. Make sure that you're using GRB Hall, right? So click. Now that shows, and then click to unlock. This one will not work unless you turn on the e-stop, just like I show you. In case if you have this and you cannot figure out why it's not working, so you have to turn on the e-stop. Click. Now it's unlocked. Now if I click here, that sound that you hear is the Ultimill. So I'm gonna jog. I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna just jog it left and right. Other side. Up. Sorry. Toward me. Toward the back. Toward me. spindle up and down. The only thing, there is one thing that I couldn't figure it out. When it goes very close from the sensors here, I don't know, I need to find out that, but it gives an error. I don't think that's a big problem, just I couldn't figure it out yet. For now, I just turn off the this LB box and turn it on, and then the error is gone. But usually I feel it like freeze. So I need to figure out, maybe I need to identify maybe the work surface so it doesn't go that far. Especially this is supposed to be 4x8, but actually that surface, it's more than 4x8. So I'm still trying to find out how I'm gonna do the wishboard. So as you can see here, I'm gonna put this to all the way, and this is 57 inches, and here this is almost 52 inches. So I presume like this is really, will it go really beyond the limit of 48 by 48, especially when it goes to the sensor. So there is one sensor here, and there is one at the end of this rail, and there is one at the end of that rail as well. So when it goes all the way to the back, it gives error, or if it goes all the way to the left, it gives me that. So I don't think that's really a big issue. So it's up and running now. Yeah, one more thing I like one more thing I like is here, that turn on the spindle. And I can increase the speed. And then stop. Right. And that's it. That's the last part. So I'll just need to install the wishboard. I might have one more just to show you the final of everything after I install the wishboard and the tracks. So I'm going to be using a combination between tracks. I think that's for now, combination between tracks and double-sided wood tape, in case if I wanted to cut small pieces within the board. Yeah, and maybe later I'll try just to consolidate all those videos to one video, so you can just have one video you can look at for all those steps. Right, that's it, and thanks for watching. Bye bye. Hello. So this is I would think this is the last of the series of the assembly. So let me explain what I have done here. So this is pretty much final, I believe. So first wishboard. So actually, so this is a full board. This is a board, and keep in mind the size of the table is not really 4x4. So in order to have it from end to end, I cut it not along, like I cut it like sideways, to make sure it fits from this rail to that rail, which means it left another part at the end. So I had to cut another piece to cover it, which is this one. As you can see here, there is a separation here. Okay. When I cut it, I thought, okay, so this is gonna be the back, will be against the wall. So, and since I have a moving wheels, I don't want the motors to hit the walls for whatever reason is. So I extended this piece so it can really protect the motors and the cables. Okay. All right, so that's one. And now the second part is those slices, based on the instruction, is 6.125 inches. I try as much as I can to slice it that way. So it came a little bit short here, but that's okay. It's not really, I don't think that's a big deal really, since most of the time I'm gonna be starting from the left side anyway. And I fix it to the underneath MDF with resist screws, and those the head of those resist screws pretty much almost same level as the rails here. Okay, and those rails came about 7 rails. Actually I got it from Amazon. It's 48 inches rail. I think the one that Science Lab sell about 36 inches, so it's 48 inches one piece. I might get an extra and just cut it and put the whatever left here. Yeah, that area is not yet done, but not a big deal anyway. I don't think I'm gonna go for long that big of a size at the beginning, so I can do it later. It's not really a big deal. So that's about that. So that by itself, I felt it a little bit, it gave a little bit of stability to the table, because that there is a gentleman sent me a question about the sturdiness of the table. So what I did here, actually, these are 4x4. Sorry, 2x4s. So 2x4s, I put it so I made a shelf, and then this is a half-inch plywood, and I'm just using it to store some of the boards. That's one. The other thing I did actually on the previous videos, I was using those rails. I found it a little bit high, and the table was wobbly. So even though this one's supposed to be 2,200 pounds, but really, yeah, it's good. But with all the movement, I felt it's not gonna hold basically on that end of the table. See how it's, so basically I got those wheels. Those wheels, well, from Amazon as well. This is supposed to be about 600 pounds. I'm not gonna be skating on that table. I'm just gonna move it slightly. I mean, so probably it will do it for now. And actually now the table became a little bit heavy, as you can see here, and became a little bit sturdy. Actually it became quite sturdy. The legs itself is good. All what it needs is really something to hold it from the underneath, so it stops the wobbling, which the 4x4 did it. And from here, the MDF actually hold it a little bit extra with the cross beam. Yeah, so that's about it. The other thing that I just wanted to mention, in the previous video I was talking about that error when it comes close from the sensors. So one sensor here, one at the end of this rail and one at the end of this rail. I found out what the issue is. I think I was putting it really far away. So first of all, keep in mind, this is the best practice really. That's what they said. For some reason, I thought, no, I need to tighten it up, all that stuff. No, actually, see, it's really nothing really. You just need to put it there and see how behind that is. It's a little bit behind of this, so it protected, but then it's very close, so it detects when the see here at the end, it just feels when that moving part come close and hit here. And actually once I did that and I adjusted it, that error and that freeze that the machine used to go to, it's gone. I still getting one error for whatever reason is. It says like a command is not recognized, but nothing. I haven't seen any malfunctions at all, at least when I was checking. I didn't run any jobs yet. Okay, so I'm still in the building mode. So I hope those things will do it for now. So this is from Amazon as well. And basically, yeah, so that's about it. Now I put all the screws, just make sure that I didn't really skip any screws here. And for those slices I put 2 here, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back, and then between each there is 1 here and 1 here, and that's probably make it very stable and everything. Yeah, total time to assembly, you know, I've been posting for the last probably 5 days or 6 days, and I would say probably 10 hours total work time. Just keep in mind, I didn't have an extra hand. I just did it all by myself. I used workhorses. I used a little bit of extra wood to make it higher. Like, basically it was just one hand. So it's about 10 hours in total. And I try to follow the instructions really to the detail. Read the instruction very well, because what I found out, there was some words or statements that I maybe have skipped, assuming that yeah, I know it, but then I had to go back and redo it. Simple stuff, like for example, how to lay the cable, how to lay the cable that go to the router, the spindle. That was critical part, because actually if you don't do it, if you don't do it the way that they described it, you will end up actually the table is tangled, and you have to open all of this again, and then move it around. Like, it's just gonna be a lot of redo. So I would say just pay attention to some of the details that came out. I didn't show this before, but this is the VFD. To be honest with you, I don't know really how I can use it yet. I didn't experiment with it yet, but I know everything's working. Keep in mind, when you try to test the machine, make sure that if that's one of the instructions, the VFD is connected to the SLB box, even though you're not going to use it. But if it's not connected, most probably your test will fail. Yeah, so that's about it for now. I hope I was able to help many of the folks that buying the alt mill soon. And if you have any questions, let me know. I think what's left really is to run the service here, just to make sure that this is flat, and run the first project. So I will share with you the how it will look like after I service it, and I will share with you the first project. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Yeah, the table actually very good. With that movement, the table actually yeah. This is okay. So this is the servicing job. So there is a very good guidelines about how to do it. I followed all the steps, and basically this is the settings that I put for the servicing. So if you go for the servicing, so basically 1245 millimeter for X, 1220 for Y, cut depths 1 millimeter, bit diameter 22 millimeter. This is the one from Science Lab. Spindle rate 20,000. Feed rate, they said 8,000, but they said it's gonna be if you go lower, it's gonna be a little bit smoother. So I opted to go for 7,000. This is gonna take a little bit more time than expected. and step over 40% of the bit, servicing bit. And basically I'm gonna start from this corner here, and I'm gonna go the zigzag or raster or whatever they call it, and then generate the code. So it go here and then move it to the here, and then I'm just gonna click start the job. So this is a moment of truth, folks. If all this assembly work and setup worked fine. So let's see, start job. So I'm gonna pause it because it's obviously making lots and lots of dust. So I have to turn on the dust collector, otherwise by the time it finishes it's gonna be a disaster here on the garage. Everything will be dusty. All right, so we'll resume the video. So this is the servicing job. So basically I've got this dust collector based on everybody's feedback. It's supposed to have the CFM, so it looks like it's doing really a good job there. There's no dust whatsoever, and just have to do this. So there are two brushes comes with the that tube. I put the shorter one. Probably I should have used this. This is a longer one. But anyway, something to learn. I have to go back and clean this. So that's gonna take a while, so there is no point. We'll come back when when it's finished. All right, so I ran the servicing shop actually. So I've got this dust collector, 100 CPM with canister, and I start to run it. Actually, it's doing a good job. This one I didn't open it up just to have a quick comparison between with dust collector and without dust collector. I hope you can hear me. So it's really very clean. No dust coming out whatsoever. Versus without. Right. And that was the end of the servicing job. So yeah, so I run it. It took maybe I didn't really, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And actually I've got this dust collector, this 100 CFM. It's doing really a great job. So there is no dust whatsoever, very clean. And I use the small brush on it. So yeah, looks good. So far so good.